Hello, back again to do another quick unboxing of two little collectible toys that I picked up. One from the series of Hatsune Miku and then one from Mega Man. Now, both of these are from a company that is called Just Toys International. See it there? And they are a company that picks up quite a bit of license. Not only things like anime and video games, but they also have some other ones. But they seem to focus mainly around those two genres, and they make kind of these little, what I'll call collectible, I've heard them called keyring hangs, bag hangs, but whatever. They seem to be, for the most part, little collectibles that you hang from something. So they're like kind of like little action figures. And as you can see here, they are mainly chibis, or if you're not familiar with that, it's kind of these well, this is a good example right here. They're kind of like shortened versions of the real character, where the head is oversized and the body is kind of subsized, comparatively speaking, so they get this kind of childy, cartoony kind of look. Anyway, which is cute and goes along with, like, especially like these two here. Anyway, on top of that, I think this brand is smart because they're picking on, or this company is smart because they're picking up on something that I experienced way back in the 90s when I went to Japan. The whole gachapon type, I don't know, it's not really a fad. I wouldn't even call it a fad. It's a market. Okay, yeah, we'll call it that. And if you're not familiar, it's basically vending machine toy culture, where you go to they have whole stores, I mean literally whole stores full of vending machines, and you would buy little collectibles of whatever series you were in. Back when I was there, Gundam was the big thing, so I was getting all these little chibi Gundam figures. Anyways, but the whole excitement of not knowing what you're going to get, but knowing the series that you're going to get it from, so you kind of have a little surprise, but a little control too, because of course you're not going to get a totally unrelated series because you went to the right machine. Well, in this case, you picked up the right bag. So anyway, of course these are from from the United States. I mean, they're sold here in the United States, so you can get them most likely if you go to a toy store or even maybe a big box department store. But with further ado, let's open one of these up. We'll start with Hatsune Miku here. So just a quick look at the package. And you see her name's written there, and katakana and kanji, I believe, is in the middle. So anyway, so that's her name though, Hatsune Miku spelled out. And you see here it is called a backpack hanger. So alright, and then on the back you see the possible poses you can get of her. And alright, so I've actually already opened one of these, and this is the figure that came out of the first one I opened. So you can see the figure is actually pretty darn detailed. Also, since it's not limited to the machine, they can be, a little more bigger, and also they can have extensions like her hair here, where they don't have to be clipped in. So essentially, it doesn't all have to fit into a little capsule. So in this way, the figures can be a little more elaborate. So anyways, you can see, and the backpack hanger here, her name here, Hatsune Miku, is also on this part, and you see the ring that hangs it onto your pocket or backpack or whatever is a blown up version of her hair rings. So I thought that was kind of a cool touch. And as far as texture, it is obviously plastic, but it has that more resiny feel, so it's not the cheap bend it and you break it type plastic, but rather the kind of, it almost feels like really hard Play-Doh, if you know what I'm talking about. So, and also I noticed her little boom mic here is a different material than the rest of her, so I think that's cool, sort of, kind of a contrast type thing. So anyway, so this figure is, and it was one of my favorite poses, so I'm glad I got this one. And yes, Hatsune Miku is awesome. So, alright, and now let's open up the Mega Man one. So, being as I played the first Mega Man game when it was new, I know I just dated myself, but anyway, so there's a soft spot for Mega Man, for me anyway. Side note, too bad the series didn't continue on as good as it was. And that whole deal about Mighty Number 9, but we won't get into that. Okay, so, I was going to tell you, these, they, in here, when you open these, well, in the bag, they put little cardboard around the character, so you can't do the feel check to see who you're getting. So, they're on to that little trick. They have the little pretty perforation there to make it easy to open. Let's see who I got. Okay. So you can see the cardboard I was talking about. Who did I get? Mega Man! Alright. And, okay. So let's see. Definitely Chibi. The Chibi really stands out with Mega Man since he has the helmet and everything. So his head looks even bigger in comparison to his body. Okay, obviously it's a hanger because this guy isn't going to stand up on his own, especially in that pose. And due to the coloring, he would be Mega Man once he's gotten Fireman's weapon or ability. So that's why he's the red and yellow as opposed to the blue colors. So, okay, now texture. Let's see here. Yeah, a little more rigid than the Miku figure. His helmet's obviously hard, but that makes sense, right? It's a helmet after all. This texture here is similar to the Miku, a little harder, but that's probably the most similar texture there. And then the rest of the body is not super hard plastic, but more rigid. So this figure seems to be a little more rigid than the Miku figure, but again, he's a robot, right? So, yeah. All right.